Okay, so hello and welcome everyone. As we know that Meta has released its new thread. So in this video, we'll discuss about that Meta's thread in the terms of cybersecurity. So like the questions arises like should we use a threads like it's Meta's new Twitter rival, or is it a privacy nightmare? Okay, so these are some of the questions, and we will see like what is Meta and what are the security features of like Thread and what are the security concerns which are related to Thread. Okay, so Meta has launched its Twitter rival Threads in 100 countries, but not in the European Union, which has stricter privacy rules than the United States. So the Meta was released on July 6th, 2023. Okay, so like Twitter not working for you? Yeah. So since it's October 2022, takeover by Tesla founder Elon Musk, the social media network has been plagued by like seemingly constant tech issues, or they have been sucked into the vortex of its new owners like propensity of like device statements. Okay. So Meta, the owner of Facebook and Instagram, hopes it can take advantage. So on Thursday, it launched a new rival to the Bluebird Twitter, and the new launch was Meta Threads. Okay, so our vision with Threads is to take what Instagram does its best and expand that to text. Okay, so so exactly what is Meta? So as I told you, Meta it is the owner of Facebook and Instagram. So Mark Zuckerberg announced that Facebook would be rebranding to Meta in 2022. But what exactly is Meta? And why does it matter to you, right? So the renaming of Facebook to Meta came as a big like surprise to most regular users of the app and the services which they were availing. But since it happened, we have been hearing a lot of details and more about Meta and its plans for its future. So like Meta describes itself that it it is a company that builds technologies that help people connect and find communities and as well as grow businesses. Okay, so Meta has been like marketing itself as a secure social technology company which offers services like virtual reality VR, then augmented reality AR, and smart glasses. Meta also consists of like five core principles, like they are giving people a voice. They are building connections across the communities and they are making technology accessible, keeping people safe and their like data safe by protecting privacy and promoting economic opportunity for businesses and as well as to create jobs for a better economy. So these principles are basically intended to ensure that Meta is a safe place to like reside for all the users, promoting and sharing ideas and thoughts in an open environment. And when we talk about the current plan for Meta, so Meta is currently building up a VR social platform called Horizon Worlds, and you can check out its explainer. Horizon Worlds is a social hub that you can experience via VR, and this includes various several destinations within the metaverse. So the word metaverse, so what is it? Okay, so the metaverse is a place that users can visit either through a VR or AR. We like discussed, right? VR is like virtual reality, and AR is basically augmented reality. So, or with the help of a device like a phone or a laptop, a virtual space that people can browse within a meta. Okay, so the aim, mostly the aim of the metaverse is to like connect people when they can't be physically connect in the same location, but they can connect through a like mobile internet. Okay, with the help of internet. So if you are looking for a comparison, games like Minecraft and Roblox, they offer similar experiences like giving users to communicate online and then create spaces that are like personalized and immersive, okay, by being online. So on Thursday, the Meta launched its new rival, like which is known as Thread. Okay, so Meta basically it tells like our vision with its Thread is to take what Instagram does its best and then expand that to the text. So this was the company's statement when the app was launched. like creating a positive and creative space to express your ideas. Okay. So the next question was like how many people were signing up. So 2 million in the first 2 hours and 10 million in the first 7 hours. Because the app ties into Instagram, users of the popular photos and video social network can link their accounts between the two, like Instagram and Thread, sharing thread messages on Instagram and following users from one app on the other. This allows them to quickly make connections and build followers. This gives basically Instagram's reach. Okay, so the format is very much similar, like post short messages for others to like, share, or comment. But there are differences. Messages can be 500 characters versus like Twitter's 280s, and videos can be 5 minutes versus 2 minutes 20 seconds of Twitter. And there's no direct messaging or hashtags, at least for now. Okay, so it's currently available in 100 countries, including the United States, but not every user is jumping on the threads. Okay, so concerns have been raised about how much like personal information users have to like sign over to the social network to join. So the most important thing when any of the like this kind of like apps are like built or like launched, the most of the questions which are asked is like how many like percent of our personal information is being shared over the app. Okay, so TechCrunch said that app the already this looks like a privacy nightmare, reporting it. This may collect highly sensitive information about users in order to profile their digital activity, including health and financial data, precise location, browsing histories, contacts, search histories, and other sensitive information. So the app is currently isn't available in the European Union as their they practice privacy rules. They practice strict privacy rules than the United States. Okay, so the Brink spoke with the internet marketing expert Jared Johnson. So there was a quick discussion about should we be worried about the amount of data Meta plans to collect through Thread. So the Johnson's reply was like, I don't think that there's going to be a massive increase in the data collection because a lot of people already belong to Facebook or Instagram, and a lot of websites have Meta's tracking pixel to connect to advertisers' outcomes. So to move the needle, you need new people who are not members of Facebook or Instagram to join, which is probably not a lot at this point. And you need new data to be collected through the platform. There too, I don't see a whole lot of scope. Facebook already knows who our friends are. And I guess Meta may gain a better sense of who our professional contacts are. But I don't see a massive increase in data collection here. So this was the reply of Johnson. And the next question was like, how does Meta use our data and is it necessarily a bad thing? So he replied like, I would think about Meta's data in two broad categories: more costly data from its perspective and revenue generating data. The information that we share via friends, like photos, videos, and conversation. So most of that is purely a cost from Facebook's perspective. It's a value we get as a consumer, and that we typically get for free. But it's not something that Facebook gets a lot of value from. And then the other part is the more advertising related data. And that's basically what people's interests are in the terms of commercially relevant things and how well the advertising is performing. And that is largely a function of Facebook offsite data. So if we are seeing an ad for bourbon and we then visit of bourbon manufacturer, Facebook gets some sense that we are interested in bourbon, and so it shows us bourbon ads instead of ads for like rum. Okay, so some of the questions were like the European Union is taking a tough line on Meta's use of data, notably with like $1.3 billion fine for breaking its privacy rules. Do you think the like United States should be doing the same? So he replied that there are two reasons why the European Union is going hard after Facebook. The first is that Facebook is sharing data with the United States, and the largest GDPR fine in history was simply just because Facebook was sharing data with the United States. The United States is not a fully approved data destination, basically because of the Snowden revelations of the Americans looking into people's browsing activities. So the important thing is to realize that Facebook is guilty of the same crime as anybody that is sharing data between the European Union and the United States. So there's not really anything that need to be done other than these two governments need to somehow get their heads together and figure this out. So the second part is that Facebook's legal basis for collecting data under the GDPR, and that has been challenged by the European Union. In a nutshell, the European Union wants Facebook to get consumer consent to use all this data, and Facebook has been trying to use some other legal basis like what's called contractual necessarily and legitimate interest. Okay, so now let's see what are the like security features of meta thread, or we can say the meta. Okay, so Instagram backed threads, which was recently introduced as a Twitter rival, is confirmed to get a lot of new features including the edit button later this week. Okay, so however it already has a lot of feature which it carries from Meta's popular photo sharing application. For those unaware, both Instagram and Threads have a rage shake feature, using which the users can easily report their problems. So, what exactly is the rage shake feature? So, this appeared like first in 2021. To use this feature, users must shake their smartphone vigorously, and a new pop-up will emerge where they may report their difficulties. And Meta asks the users if anything is wrong with the pop-up. So users can also report an issue by selecting the options. The pop-up also instructs users on how to report abuse or spam. Furthermore, the pop-up gives the users the option to turn off or on the Fury Shake feature. Okay, so this is the rage shaking feature of the Meta, and this also basically allows users now have the ability to control who can reply to their threads. So before posting a new thread, users can choose from these options like anyone profiles you follow or mentioned only. So this new feature allows users to customize their thread interactions and engagement based on their preferences and desired level of participations. So in just a matter of days, Meta's new Threads app has reached 100 million users, solidifying the Twitter's competitors' claim to the title of the most rapidly downloaded app ever. That rapid growth has concerned privacy experts who warned the few users realize just how much information the app collects. So just like its sister platforms, Instagram and Facebook Threads can also Thread can will it can collect a great deal of data on its users. So they point out that Meta has put the launch of Thread in the European Union on hold because it's unclear whether the way the company handles user data and shares it across different platforms, including Threads, will run afoul of impending privacy regulation. So several of the privacy concerns with Thread tie back to Meta's history of concerning privacy practices. So though Threads is a novel entrant to the world of social media platforms, much is already known about how the platform collects, stores, and shares user data. That's because Threads is governed by the same privacy policy and business models as other Meta-owned properties. So Meta's app receives whatever information users enter. That can include sensitive data such as health and fitness information, financial information, location, and browsing histories. According to the App Store entry for Threads, okay, the platform provides the company with information on what posts users engage with and whom they are following. So that includes the type of content you view or interact with and how you interact with it, as well as how long and how often you use Threads. So now the security concerns are it basically collects excessive data. So similar to Instagram and Facebook, Threads collects a great deal of data linked to users' identities, including contact informations and various informations. Okay, so this data maps out a person's life in great detail, and this can be used to compromise the digital and physical well-being. So Next one is like seamless setup but sketchy deletion process. So Threads and Instagram app is easy to install on both Android and iOS devices. And however, a great shortcoming is evident when it comes to signing up to the platform. Users can't delete their account without also deleting their Instagram account in the process. So this was the major shocking thing which was newly discovered. So this may force users who would not be so fond of the platform to keep it on standby just so they won't lose Instagram. So this was the trick which Meta played. So inactive accounts can pose a serious security risk if left unattended for long periods. Okay. And another security concern was like another avenue for scams and fraud. So, cyber crooks and fraudsters dwell in every corner of the internet, right? Including social media platforms. So, while we are all too familiar with the scams and like giveaways and impersonations on Instagram and Facebook, these also might come same on the threads. So, another one is fake app scams, and even more phishing. So cyber criminals and other malicious actors are like getting faster at exploiting the latest news, crisis, or hot online topics. Um, they're adapting their phishing attacks, scams, and maximum damage. Right. So in fact, Bitdefender Anti-Spam Lab has already picked up scam campaign leveraging the name of Instagram thread app. So the apparent make easy money while using an AI-powered automated Instagram thread app that will allow you to legally exploit the app for viral traffic and sales. So how we can just stay safe from this? So watch out for scams and report suspicious threads. Okay, and make sure you use a strong and unique password also in the thread app, and enable email alerting you to in the threads account, and don't click suspicious links or attachments in the thread. If you live in an area where threads has not been released, don't feel like tempted to download any software that claims it will bypass restrictions. You could install malicious software, or we can say like spyware on your device. And also you can use a security solution to block phishing or fraudulent links you may like unwillingly you can just access. So use the privacy settings to manage your visibility and restrict malicious individuals to turn on notifications that will alert you if someone is following you on threads. And in the event of data exposure, use a digital identity protection tool to help you monitor for leaks and data breaches. So this was all about the new launched Meta's thread app, and we viewed how we can so we just saw here what are its security features and its security concerns and how we can just stay safe. So before downloading, you just research about the thread app and then go on.